Beers and bets. Beers and bets. Beers and bets. Beers and bets.
Hey,
Wow.
And
Beers and Bets crew, let's do it. We're here to recap week
Another good
5 of
week.
the NFL.
another good
This
week.
month is great though, because you got NFL football 3 days a week, playoff baseball. You really can't beat it.
right now, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
You
I
get
wanna-
to sit here
Hockey.
podcasting, watching MLB playoffs. Hockey season starts. I don't really give a
Tonight.
fuck about the
It's
NBA.
actually tonight though. The first
Yeah.
games are
Connor
Who does
Bedard,
Does the Blues play?
Sidney Crosby, Thursday.
No, we play Thursday. So
Okay.
we're recording
All right.
this on Tuesday, October 10th. But yeah, the Blues are on Thursday night, and we're gonna try to keep up more. I think with the Blues on here, right? Like try to do a
Yeah.
little bit more
Yeah.
Blues.
Actually, probably our next episode when we record, probably Thursday night, we'll hit some Blues talk.
yeah.
And
I
they'll
wanna
have
give a
played a
shout
game by
out
then.
To speaking of baseball too, Tim Wakefield, man, he passed away. Terrible. I didn't bring that up the
Knuckleballer.
last podcast, and that is the reason that I learned to throw that. Not that I was ever great at baseball, but like Brad could verify. Like they allowed me to do it in Legion baseball games. So like they allowed me to pitch because they knew I could throw. And he was one of
What
the
was your
guys-
ERA?
like under it was probably like point like 008. Like I did really
Didn't
well.
give up any runs.
Not
ever.
at all, dude. No,
Okay.
no. I threw
Not
behind
good.
a
Can
guy.
you verify this?
I threw behind a guy.
Wait,
threw
which
behind-
parts am I? Do I have to verify all of this?
I
'Cause
threw behind
can't-
a guy.
I can't do that.
Remember the time, dude, when you were kid, I threw behind the dude and they got mad. The guy was like kind of like fuck you because I did a knuckleball and it just went.
It went, although it didn't hit him,
Behind
but
him.
it went behind his
And-
back.
You got to
he
keep in
looked at
mind
like,
when
"Fuck
Jimmy's
you."
pitching, we're already probably up about 14 runs
Yeah,
at this
there you go.
time.
You're an inning
Yeah.
burner. You're just burning
and
innings.
you go from a guy that was throwing
What I can do
80
for the
to a guy
squad.
that's throwing 65 and trying to throw a knuckleball as well
But dude,
behind you. It's a little insulting, you know.
the guy like tried to fight, like looked out bad. Brad's like, calm down, dude. He doesn't know what he's trying to throw a knuckleball, man. But yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to him because like Red Sox, as a Red Sox fan, he's the reason I really got into him. Like one of the big reasons. It was like that era of like 03 when they gave up the homer against the Yankees and then they came back and won in 04. So had to give a shout out to Tim Wakefield. Rest in peace.
Yeah, he was like an OG part of
he
that
was.
squad.
He was a big Red Sox. Did a lot for, I guess, the community and stuff, which I'm a big supporter of. So
Okay.
Of course.
R.I.P. Tim Wakefield.
rip Tammy Wakes.
All right. Let's get into it first with some football before we dive into any of the playoff baseball talk. I want to start with the early morning game on Sunday because it was one of my favorite games to watch of the day. And I was really impressed by the Jags. You know, you had Calvin Ridley and Christian Kirk ripping off like 15, 20-yard catches. Those two combined for 13 catches, 200 yards. And it was just a really good day for the Jags. Their defense came through. You had that big interception. The dude high pointed. He jumped up, caught the interception above Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
So it's the best I've seen the Jags look this year. I'm not ready to say that they're like a real threat to win the AFC, but like I'd still take the Bills over them to have a real shot at the AFC. But it was a big step for them. That was a big win. Did either of you guys wake up early enough to watch?
Yeah. So I actually was driving back from the lake. So God bless 5G. I drove all 3 hours watching this game on the dashboard of my phone, actually. Like
I've
on
been
my
there
phone
before.
driving.
Yeah.
So, but
Don't
nobody's
text
on
and
the roads
drive.
on a Sunday.
Watch
Yeah, don't text
football
and
and
drive.
drive.
Just watch
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 football.
You can watch football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just find what did you say? You found a truck to get behind?
I got behind a truck going about 8 over, and we just cruised for about 2 hours. But how dedicated they are to ETN, I thought was telling that he has been fed in every game, and he finally kind of popped in this one. They got a lot of weapons on offense. It comes down to, I don't know if I believe in Lawrence yet. He looked solid, but they're going to live and die with him. I mean, I know that, the quarterback, but the talent's there.
Yeah, and really, that's the first full Jags game I've watched this year. But really what it seemed to be is when you see the Jags on Red Zone on Sundays, or you tune in for part of their game, they get inside the 20, and Lawrence he's like barely missing some of these throws where it forces Ridley or Kirk or Zay Jones to not be able to get both feet in bounds in the back of the end zone. And I've seen a ton of that this year, and that's what I'm used to seeing until I saw them on Sunday, and they were clicking. So, and their defense is better than it was last year. Like they could be walked over last year on defense, and that did not. You go against a tough offense like the Bills, that did not seem to be the case on Sunday.
I don't know why the Bills showed up so late. Why do you fly in on Friday for a Sunday game in London?
There's been a lot of talk about that. Yeah, like it almost was like the worst possible timing when your body's going to be like the most depleted by the time the game starts. Like either fly in way earlier or way later, where your body almost like isn't completely drained yet from the trip.
I would do whatever the Jags do. They've been there a lot. I used to
drive 22 hours to music festivals. I was ready to go when I got there. I don't want to hear any excuses.
Don't go to one in Israel.
Yeah. No, dude, that's a kind of a bad joke. But yeah, we'll leave that for a different podcast.
I like the joke or the topic.
Well,
I just like making Matt squirm.
I just don't know. I don't know if I'm ready to make jokes. There's some shitty stuff going on over there. I'm not ready to make jokes.
It's horrible what's going on for real. So yeah, I had to.
In all seriousness,
that was an easy joke when I heard the music festival. But yeah, that's horrible what's going on. That being said, I think when Brad brought up like the faith in Lawrence, or like you did, which I don't know which one of you just did that.
Yeah, questioning a little bit. How much we believe in Lawrence.
I think that was just like, it was proven that they do have faith when Peterson threw it on third and whatever it was and took a shot on the field at the end of the game. And it was a third and short, and they like took a shot on the field.
They passed it.
Yeah. And he knows it's kind of reminded me of a Nick Foles play where it's like back then, that's what Peterson does when he feels that he's got the guy with the hot. He knows his guys, and he's going to take that shot. And that play reminded me so much of a Nick Foles play because it was like, dude, are you forgetting who their head coach is? He's going to take that shot right there. And he did it, and that was a game winner in that game. Like, that was a first down they needed. Or it might have been, but it was in that last 5-minute stretch. Yeah. And then also, I don't understand how the Jags get to play back-to-back home games in London. I get that they're considered home games, but back-to-back, and they get to do it where the team has to fly over. The Jags stayed there.
Well, and this was technically a road game for the Jags.
Right. This was a Bills home game.
Which is even shittier. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's more of an advantage of the Jags, though. It's not a home game for the Bills. They had to fly out there.
Right. But that's what I mean.
Where it becomes less of an advantage, though, is the Jags now have to come back and play on the road this Sunday and then play on Thursday night the following week. So they kind of got their better part of the schedule here, and now they're going to get screwed where they have to play.
You have to fly 8 hours across the damn pond and like interrupt their entire.
I don't know that they had to fucking stay in Europe for
who do they
2
play
weeks.
the next? Who do they play on the road? What are their next two?
One of them's against the 49ers, the Thursday night game
on the road. Okay, and that's tough. But that'd be a tough game no matter what. You can put that on the schedule anywhere, and that would be a tough game.
Well, but wouldn't you rather? I mean, I'd rather almost have the Niners on a full week than I don't know. I wouldn't want to play. I wouldn't want to have the Niners on my schedule right now.
I don't like the whole international series. Period.
Not at all.
I like it on Sundays. I love it though. Waking up and there's a football game on.
8:30 game. Just do an early game. I love an early game, Matt. I feel like
I just never sleep. I'm never like still asleep at 8:30 in the morning, whether it's a weekend.
No,
or
but
a
I wake up
weekday.
and turn on like Duck
So I like
Dynasty
having it
and
on.
like, oh, fuck,
Right.
football's on.
Yeah.
So, but I don't get, again, like either way, it's a disadvantage to like any team that has to do that didn't have to. They all are at a disadvantage when you get to stay there 2 weeks in a row, man. I don't know,
man. Just square up on the football field and play good when the game starts. I don't really want to make too many excuses about flying and being tired. I really just don't care for it. Be ready to play. I'm ready to go to work, whether I've had a rough night or a lot of sleep or short sleep. Just do your job, you know?
Yeah.
No.
Do you have a job? Are you
Jimmy's
Josh
trying
Allen
to be like, I don't know.
Trying here,
agree.
but no, yeah, like no, don't do that. We don't promote that on the podcast. But yeah, dude, it's not right that they had 2 games in a row in London. If you're playing in London, it should be against another team. Like it should be the same amount of time between being in wherever time zone you're in, and then when you have to go to there, right? Like they map all that out, like on NFC Championship.
I don't know.
All that shit. You don't.
They might be overthinking this, man. You got to go. You get to Europe. You fly in on Friday night. You get super hammered drunk on Friday night. Right,
players
in. Yeah, players, coaches, everybody. You get super drunk when you fly in. You're hungover Saturday where you don't eat shit, and then you go to sleep super early Saturday because you're already beaten up, and then Sunday morning you're
game plan.
I mean, the game plan is done before you fly.
Yeah, but in a week, in 4 days, and then you got to fly over to London. No, it's bullshit. It's not fair. It's literally not fair. That is a problem with the NFL scheduling, because that's not like if that was. There's a reason Bill Belichick's team isn't playing over in London on that.
He's had to plenty of times.
He's done it.
He beat the shit out of the Bucks over there. He had no problem doing it.
Some teams travel very well. Yeah.
There's a reason he's not doing it when he beat the shit out of the Rams there. Yeah, I remember that, dude. Yeah, we scored a touchdown real quick, and then I think it was
49-0, 49-7. It was Givens with a long touchdown off the start.
Hey, Rams fan.
What's up?
Shout out to Givens.
What's up, Rams fan? It's Chris.
All right, let's move on. Too much London.
Yeah. A lot of London.
It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
It's going to be relevant. They're going to be back, this week? Right? Ravens are back with the Titans.
Yeah, so. Ravens, Titans this Sunday morning. We got it again.
Yep. Yeah, they both.
And I like the Ravens to cover the 4-point spread in that, by the way. I like the Ravens.
Hammer the under. Whatever it is. Hammer the under.
The Titans. I don't like the Titans. I don't think they're any good. All right. Noon games. Brad, Ravens, Steelers, big divisional matchup. Ravens really watching the game. It felt like the Ravens dominated them. Ravens just kind of let the game slip through their hands and the ball slip through their hands. And that's really all it was. I don't want to, I don't want to push down on the Ravens too hard, but they gave one away. Divisional.
They shouldn't be practicing with rugby footballs before the game.
Is that true?
Yes. Big fat rugby football.
Yeah.
NFL
and maybe
football.
their hands were getting a little bit wide.
Ravens are like a top 5 talent team, I think, in the league, and they're a bottom 5 in terms of just smarts. I mean, Lamar turns the ball over constantly. Even with Harbaugh, special teams guy, we're one of the worst special teams
you get
in
that
the league.
punt blocked. Yeah.
It's just every week mistakes, running backs dump off, fumble 30 yards downfield, just giving away points constantly. I don't even want to talk about them anymore.
That fumble by Justice Hill, I'm willing to forgive Justice Hill on that one because the dude did track him down,
We've seen it with Melvin Gordon. We've seen it with Kenyon Drake. It's just every fucking running back fumbles or they get hurt.
Yeah. And I put that game more on like the lack of hand skills than Lamar throwing the late pick. I know it was a bad pick on the fade route to Odell. I just hate the fade route when you're in goal line.
Yeah.
I mean, I love when Mike Evans catches it as a Bucks fan, but I just don't think that's a good play to run when you're on the 1 yard line, is throwing a fucking fade when it's they call it a 50-50 ball for a reason. The defender can catch it too. You know, I just don't like that play down there so
when
much.
It misses, like, it only is cool when it works. Like we said, Mike Evans, when you come down with it, because otherwise it's like, why the fuck did we just waste it down like that? We just threw the ball away instead of hitting an inside whatever. But
ugly football.
Ravens.
Game. Bottom line, that was a close game, but not a lot of fun to watch, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks to give that one away. I still don't feel threatened. I wouldn't, if I was a Ravens fan, Brad, I wouldn't feel threatened by the Steelers from what I saw in that game.
We're our own worst enemy at this point.
Yeah. Let's talk about somebody worse, though, Brad. The Patriots. Belichick and Mac Jones and the Patriots.
I want to talk about them.
It's just kind of, I mean, it's the end of an era. Like, it's conclusive at this point. Belichick, I don't know that he ever is able to revive the Pats at this point. He might be done before he might never coach a team with a winning record again, is kind of what I'm getting to. And I don't know if you guys saw this on Twitter or Instagram or anywhere, but after the game, there's these pictures of Belichick at the register inside of McDonald's checking out. And I'm just curious.
I love this already.
I'm just curious on his ride home from the game. He's like, fuck, I'm really hungry. I need to get some food. He's like, well, I'm going to go to McDonald's because I know I'm in New England, but I don't give a fuck what the people at the McDonald's think about me. So I'm just going to stop by there for a burger. I don't want to go to my go-to spot. I'm just going to stop by the McDonald's.
That probably is his go-to spot. Efficiency. In and out.
Yeah.
In and out.
We talked about it last night. You brought this up when we were playing NHL. So do you think, what do you think betting wise here? Like, did he saw the line and was like, I'm going in, or he automatically just goes in knowing like I might be able to get it for free or something like that?
I don't think he cares about getting it for free.
I don't think he cares about getting it for free.
I think he wanted to go in because maybe, like with sports and anything competitive, I get kind of crazy about shit. Maybe he just wanted to go in to get like a feel for how the people around him were, vibing after the terrible stuff
about anyone.
About he doesn't give off. Yeah, dude, it'd be
the
great.
Whole team tomorrow if he thought it would get him.
Dude, if the picture was him,
or maybe he's punishing himself and being like, I need to get in this shitty ass establishment. This is my worst. Then he needs to completely embrace it.
If the picture was him walking out with a Happy Meal, like the little box too, like that would be awesome. That would be the greatest fucking thing. Like, Patriots lose by 50 to the Saints at home, and Bill Belichick has a little.
Just walked out with just 20 box and nuggets, just stacked up like this. He's just walking out with like 100. Because I feel like that would be his go-to. Because he can watch film, he can even work out, watch film, and eat at the same time. That's like Bill's dream. Just maximum efficiency.
Yeah, I mean, I just hate to say it, but I don't think Belichick there's no solution to what they have in the building. They just have pretty bad players when it comes down to it. Like, they really do. Their best two players on defense are out for a significant amount of time. The rookie corner, Christian Gonzalez, and Matthew Judon, the D end. And, Mac Jones, I don't know how bad he is. I know he's not good, but I don't know how bad he is because the best receiver on that team is Juju Smith-Schuster. And it just seems like he's trying to lob it up to Hunter Henry 3 out of 4 third down plays. It ain't working. They're bad. They're going to continue to be bad.
They are. And it's going to be.
We want to talk good teams?
To see Denver.
Who you got, Brad?
Which NFC team? Because I thought both had a telling win. Niners or Eagles? If you had to pick one right now, who's going to be?
I think Niners are convincing me more. I'm going to ride with the Niners.
I mean, I get it. The win was more impressive.
Eagles
I
defense has kind of been and even against they beat the shit out of the Bucks and they ended up beating the Rams by 2 scores too. But it was kind of the same thing where there was plays in the game.
Good.
There was plays in the game where
the Bucks were good though.
They are.
Wouldn't that be a big win on this?
No,
what do you mean?
They are. The Bucks are an excellent team, dude. I mean, they might be a Super Bowl contender as well in the NFC. They might be the third team out of this list when we talk about Eagles and Niners. But
I bet you
I'm not entertaining that delusion.
You can't tell me that the Eagles defense has been as convincing as the Niners. The Eagles defense is not as good as this Niners defense. From what we see, they have weaknesses, and we saw Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua eat them up in the first half.
Hey,
fair enough to the Eagles. They made changes. They shut them down in the second half. But
that's exactly my point. The Eagles took the best thing that the Rams offense looked fucking scary.
Cooper in the first Kupp half, they did. Healthy. On the first drive, especially.
Then they're throwing fades to Pukua. He's 6'2",
nobody knows how to say his name. Pukua.
Oh, I love him.
Puka.
I know, but it's fun just to fuck with
the name.
But I really did think that those adjustments, and they dealt with some injuries in the secondary. Slade missed some time in that game. Their linebackers are really young on that team. They lost both starting linebackers from last year. I think it's a work in progress on defense, but that Rams team looked more impressive in the first half to me than the Cowboys looked at any point.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the weakness for the Eagles. Their linebackers and their secondary. I think that's where a Fred Warner just makes a huge difference. The Eagles do not have a Fred Warner that just kind of locks down the middle of the field. They just don't. You can't argue with it. They don't have a dude like that. And they have a comparable D-line. We could debate whether the Eagles or the 49ers defensive line is better or worse. They're comparable. They both get the job done. But the 49ers are more well-rounded behind that. And Fred Warner's really the person I'd point out. The Eagles don't have that dude. He's not in the building and he's not coming. It's not Nakobe Dean. Nakobe Dean is a good second-year player.
I'm interested to see once these weeks go on, man, injuries start happening. So I think if McCaffrey stays healthy, but I think DeAndre Swift he's looked pretty damn good with Philly so far. And if they're running the ball like that and the confidence they have in that O-line to every damn time when the whole world and there's a whole thing coming out on they're going to do it. And I
really do think they should have.
Aaron Donald?
I really do think they should have disallowed that play, though. It's just
it's Aaron Donald in his own house, man.
It's not just Aaron. It's not one person's going to stop that play. You have to get extremely lucky to stop that play.
That's my point.
Because basically the offensive lineman lay down and Hurts crawls over the top of him so he can't hit the fucking grass. To get the first down, and then a bunch of people slide him over the offensive lineman to do it.
Cool.
It doesn't seem
a rugby
scrum. Legal.
It's a rugby.
It doesn't seem like it should be legal.
It's within the
It
rules.
Also shouldn't be legal when Bill Belichick had an O-lineman show up and declare eligible and has one of the whoever it was not be eligible, and he lines up as a blocker, and the lineman went down and scored 2 touchdowns against the Colts in the fucking AFC Championship.
Yeah, but they made a rule to change that in a week because Harbaugh bitched about it so much.
Yeah, well, but it was legal. It's legal until they fucking bitch about it.
Yeah, I'm just saying it is legal, Jimmy. I'm just saying that I think they should have. I think they should have made it illegal. I just don't like the play. I really don't.
It should make it the Eagle.
I mean, I have Jalen Hurts on one of the teams too, man.
Don't you think putting your
when he scores a touchdown on it, it just seems, I don't know. It seems to sully the game a little bit for me. It doesn't seem super legit.
They should outrule Mahomes throwing with his left hand too. Because he doesn't, it's not allowed. He shouldn't be allowed to. The way he rolls out and stuff, it's not fair to everybody else because they don't know that's coming and they can't defend it.
Yeah, that's two
Honestly,
different things.
Dude, no, it's the same dumb shit.
If you're a defense, the only way to stop that play is, unfortunately, probably hurt somebody.
What is it? If you don't like it, play better.
If Kelsey gets hurt or Hurts gets hurt on that play,
I don't think Kelsey's going to
tush push.
Tush.
Yeah,
Let's call it right.
Yeah, honestly, if like Kelsey's hurt for other reasons,
one of those two guys gets hurt on that play, they give it a rest because other teams have tried it. They're not as good at it.
I was watching
the first time some psycho defenseman steps on the back of Kelsey when he's compromised like that, I wouldn't want to be in that spot.
Yeah,
350-pound dudes, and you're just.
Or call up Troy Polamalu and let him and Jalen
just go head to head. Stop.
Yeah, Stu might rip him off the pile like after the play's over and just boom, like
Kelsey power bombs Hurts, just ends the whole play.
Yeah. All right. What other games we got? We had.
I thought that was. I thought it was pretty cool, and they ran it again. I got Hurts on my fantasy team, so.
I do too. I mean, he's most money fantasy league. Got Hurts is my guy.
Play better, man.
But I just think I don't like watching it. I really just don't. Don't like watching it.
It'll be interesting to see.
Broncos, Jimmy, played a close one on Sunday. You got some thoughts? You optimistic about the turnaround? You see this thing going right soon?
What do you mean, a dickhead?
They got the Chiefs on Thursday night. Let's go. Let them get the Chiefs on Thursday night. Good, anything can happen on Thursday night football. The Broncos could get
anything can happen.
If we fuck around.
Kelsey's banged up. Hey, Kelsey's banged up.
I love that. Yeah.
There we go.
Russell Wilson, 11 touchdowns, 2 picks.
Russ has been decent. I know. But he also fumbled to end the game. And
also took that bad safety. I texted you after that safety. I couldn't help myself, dude. It was safety.
I appreciated that.
Yeah.
I always loved those mid-game texts from Matt Whereas when his
what was it? Good play, Russ.
Has won 2 Super Bowls since I've known him. This fucking guy. I guess my team is one more than my team.
Squared up with you guys since we've known each other. Yeah.
No,
we might even have one more.
You do. That's why I just was like, damn, that was a good comment by me. Edit that one out, Gramsci. But we suck. We can't stop the run. We let Nathaniel Hackett come into a house where, by the way, he played a coach that said that was the worst coaching in the history of football. And then we lost to him.
You lost to him, and he looked damn happy on the sidelines as the game was. The clock was ticking down. Nathaniel Hackett had some grins on.
By the way, dude? They played like dog shit too.
They did.
Like they
didn't do much.
We just can't do anything. I cannot wait, man, and it's gonna be a long road. But a year and a half from now, we'll still be doing this pod. I know that.
Yep.
And to be able to get on here and say, all right, we lost because that was his team, Sean Payton's guys. This isn't Sean Payton's guys.
Yeah.
And I can't handle it anymore. And all I hope is we hold on to Patrick Surtain. That's it. PS2. Keep him. Trade everybody else, dude. Get rid of all of them. I hate the Jerry Jeudy jersey. Like, I'm going to always wear it because my sister got it for me. But, dude, it's a nightmare as a fan. At least I can, like, when Russ drops back to pass in the first quarter, I start laughing. I'm like, oh boy, here we go. It's like Jameis, you know. It's just
terrible. Waiting for the mistake. You can feel it coming.
What are we doing? Where's he going? And and then he does it, and he fumbles the ball.
Starts shuffling around. Takes a sack.
And the balls to walk off the fucking field and eye down Sean Payton like that. Like, dude, do you not realize that guy's in charge? Like,
it kind of seemed like he was blowing Sean Payton off.
He did
in that confrontation, dude.
And Sean a couple weeks ago was saying, "Hey, we can put the wristband back on if we have to." Like, dude, Russ is gone, and I'm not opposed to it.
Dude,
I'm hoping I can put my faith in Sean Payton. So.
Your options are, you're probably going to have a high draft pick, and you probably draft a rookie next year. That's most likely. But
Sean draft a rookie? That'd be crazy. All
yeah,
right,
they're going to draft a rookie next year. Am I misspeaking saying that? What are you saying?
That's
Okay.
dumb.
Hey, second option though, Jimmy. This one's even better. Second option.
Draft a rookie.
Sean Payton has
I'm going to
connected.
draft a 10-year vet.
They're going to draft a quarterback. How about that? Jimmy?
There you go.
All right. Second option.
Caleb Williams.
Sean Payton and Jameis Winston have connections.
No.
Jameis might be available next year. Would you entertain the possibility?
I'd entertain it. Because at this point, as a football fan, it's entertaining to watch Russ. So maybe I'm on to what you said. Like, I've gotten to the point where the football team is almost that bad. Like, I've always been a fan of a good team, and now I get where you are, like a fan of a bad team. Like, you ran.
I don't know. The Broncos have been kind of rough for a good stretch now.
Nah, we're pretty good. I mean, we got 3 rings. What do you talk? What are you?
Hey, but
3 rings in my
most
lifetime.
Recently,
what have you seen?
Mean, when you're
most recently, what the fuck are you talking? Most recently,
I'm
how
saying
many in your lifetime? Never mind.
2 in the franchise. 2 in 30 years. I'm fine with that.
3 and
3. I don't care about that. I said recently the Broncos have been fucking terrible, dude. When you've lost 15 games in a row to the division winner, you're bad. You're not good. You're not nearly good enough to compete. That's just a terrible number to look at. And go get them on Thursday night. I hope the streak ends.
Our division's a lot tougher than your fucking bullshit ass.
Yeah, but we've never lost like 8 in a row to the Saints or the Falcons.
Dude,
you never lose that many in a row.
That's the point I just said. I said you play shitty teams. Yeah, like what? Yeah, I know, but that's what I mean.
You like to think that the Chiefs are shitty. They're not. That's a terrible stat, dude. You got to win. You got to beat an in-division team once every 8 years. I mean, come on.
So
you just got to. You got to find a way.
When the fucking Bucks aren't on the podcast, or they had a bye, we talk about the Chiefs beating the Broncos. All right, listen, you fuckface. Give it a year and a half. That's all I'm saying, man. Give me a team with a real head coach and his guys on the field, not what we have right now.
Yeah.
That's what the Broncos are working with, and it's a clusterfuck of miscommunication. And
it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. So let's hope the Broncos
gave up like 275 yards rushing.
Yeah, Brees all looked good. Coming back from injury.
Started him on fantasy.
There you go. You knew better. He'd watched that defense all year. You scouted well. All right. Let's get to a few more just kind of like cleanup things. So Justin Jefferson gets hurt. I mean, the Viking season is over at this point. I think we're all in agreement on
off that bandwagon.
But I am off the Vikings bandwagon. But here's where I'm leading up to. Jefferson's on IR for 4 weeks.
I'm gonna start going. I
think Jefferson gets traded before the October 31st trade deadline. And let's talk about candidates. Where would Jefferson go? I think Justin Jefferson has a good chance to go to the Chargers. They got $7.5 million in open cap. I need to pair my homie Justin Jefferson up with my lover Justin Herbert. And I need those two together because they're really my two favorite Buccaneers. Justin Herbert, my lover.
Can you imagine the notes that
I need this trade to happen, guys?
Yeah, where did this one go?
I'm kind of pushing some rumors.
They just drafted for a first round receiver.
Trade him.
Paid Mike Williams.
Come out. Ship out Mike Williams too.
Keenan Allen.
Ship out Bosa or somebody expensive.
Justin,
they're not trading Justin Jefferson.
No,
but they didn't. They didn't sign him to a contract when he wanted a contract in the offseason. So now he's at a point where why is he going to come back from this injury to play for a team that didn't extend him to a long-term contract? And at that point, if you're the team that is shitty, go get something for him. And that's kind of how I see this going.
He's not going to the
weren't shitty though.
What is a realistic team? I mean, who needs a receiver? The Titans aren't good enough to make that move. I mean, fuck, maybe the Dolphins could pull some strings and the Dolphins end up getting them.
Dolphins get them?
Wild. The Bills? Why not the Bills?
No, they're not doing
it. Diggs?
But yeah,
you can't
that is
spend like
weird.
$50
I don't
million.
think he's
going
on
anywhere.
receivers.
Let's bring him
He's
down to
not
Tampa.
leaving.
I love Justin
You
Jefferson.
guys don't have a
You're out of your
quarterback.
mind.
In 5 months, you
Yeah.
won't have a quarterback.
Oh, dude,
Guaranteed.
Baker is cooking. Baker is in the kitchen.
Oh,
cooking.
I love Baker, but that's all. Yeah, he's only doing good because I wanted him to do good. You know that, right?
Yeah, you take credit for your sports fandom all the time. I've been here. a
Well,
long
no.
time, heard it before.
Anytime I cheer for the Bucks to win,
You said
won.
You said it was your
Well-
doing that they won the Super Bowl against.
Well, in 02,
we
I
couldn't even name
cheered for him.
three
I
of
know-
their defensive players.
In 02, I cheered for him, and they won. Correct. And then when they played the Chiefs, I cheered for them.
And you say I'm a bandwagon fan. What are we doing here, Jimmy?
They were playing the Chiefs.
What about the
jackass.
year they played Philly
The Raiders
and the
Fuck
Raiders?
with Justin
Yeah.
and LJ. That's what exactly.
Yeah,
what
Justin
I'm
still
saying.
owes me $20
Yeah,
for
yeah.
that game.
Well, good
Couldn't
luck
afford it
getting
in
that.
middle
You
school.
might want to hit up AT&T for that one, man. It's getting a
All
little
right.
late.
We're out of time, y'all.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
but for real, let's go Broncos on Thursday night. Break the
Let's
fucking
go
streak, man.
Broncos.
Yeah.
They can do it. The Chiefs are not all the way there right now. They can do
Nah.
it.
No, they're not.
Good time to catch them.
It
Short
is.
week. Let's get them.
Sure.
Money Broncos. Let's go.